Hey there, thanks for joining me to color today. Today we are going to be working on this adorable Sassy Cheryl Stamps image called Better Than 1,000 Words. And I put a link down in the description box if you want to head over and grab the image and color along with me. Cheryl has kindly given us a $1 off coupon, so you can use that. Just type moments in the coupon box, capital letters, and you can receive $1 off. That's a good deal. I'm going to give everybody a couple of minutes to say hi and show up. So while we're waiting, I'm having a coupon of my own over at the store for stamps. So you can use the word stamps, capital letters, at the store, and you can get some stamps for 30% off. I just thought we'd share a couple that I had hanging there on my way in. So we got this super cute Whimsy Stamps image. It's got 3 little bears and some cute sentiments. This would be perfect for all your little summer cards. And now that I've seen it, I think I'm going to go dig it out and maybe make a couple of cute cards to send to someone. Then we have, here's a cute Concord and Ninth one. Comes with alphabet sets. You get a lowercase and an uppercase stamps in this one. I put them both together so you can have both. These are great for addressing envelopes. I'm not very scripty with my writing. It's pretty disgusting. So these are great to put on the outside of the envelope and look very pretty. Here's a cute dog one from My Favorite Things. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dogs and then a bunch of really cute sentiments. This will be something you could use to do some quick coloring and send out to some friends. There's a bunch of alt new stamps in the store for a bunch of flowers. So these are really great. I love these. Don't think I've used this one yet. Hibiscus Bouquet. I'm going to have to get this one out and color it up with some of my Copics. But stamps are 30% off until the 28th. Just use coupon code STAMPS in capital letters at HeathersHobbieHaven.com and you can get 30% off all of these great stamps. And there's a whole bunch in there. Just click on stamps at the top of the store and it will take you to the stamp section. So today I had some people that last time that wanted to do some wood. So I thought that I picked this image just because the girl is sitting on this bench here. So I thought we could maybe work on that. So we're going to start out. And I'm going to do these clouds up here first to give everybody a chance to show up. And if you missed our live tutorial our live chat last week, we did clouds. So you can go into the menu and find the cloud live chat that we did last week. And I'll show you exactly how we did these. But I cheated and I already used my template to color some clouds on here. And now I'm going to erase those, because I don't want them to, the lines to be on there after I color them. We're just going to take all this off. And I can still see the line. You just won't be able to see probably on camera the line because it's pretty light now. So for my clouds, I'm going to use N0, C0, and my colorless blender. I'm going to start with N0. And I'm going to put that where I want to have a little bit of darkness. So let's bring this cloud around over here. I try to bring my lines in just a little bit. I'm a little bit of a circle. So, and let's hop over here and we'll do this one. And I'm just adding a little bit of shadows to give my cloud some definition. Then we're going to add C0. I'm going to use this to just go right over the top of my N0. I'm going to go out just a little bit more. I'm going to add a little bit here on the insides too. Then I'm going to take my colorless blender and I'm going to go over all of that like crazy. And this works best if your colorless blender has ink in it. It's full. And I can see it saturating my paper. And you'll know if it's going empty if it kind of drags on the paper. Mine just flows over it like it's on wax paper and just glides right over the top of it. And I think I'll give it a little bit of a second coat of my N0. And then I'm going to go over that with a second coat of my colorless blender. Gives a little bit of something. Hi, Cheryl. Thanks for joining me. Cheryl, who made up this beautiful stamp, has decided to stop in for a minute and say hello. So if you haven't said hi yet, say hi to Cheryl. And I make it look easy like you make those pencils you color with look so easy. Mine never looks like that. Next, we are going to do the background. So for that, we're going to use BG 000, quadruple 0, and the colorless blender. So we're going to start out with our BG 000. And I am going to go, I want to just put a little bit underneath of my clouds so that we can really see them. I'm going to go underneath my line. And I'm just barely touching that paper. So it's just applying a little bit of ink. I don't want it to stay on there too long because it will suck up ink and become this huge line. And we don't want that. We just want a little bit of lightness or darkness underneath of our cloud. So we'll give it a little bit of line there. And I'm also going to use it down on my girl where I want to add some shadow. So let's go underneath of her hair and around her puppy. I'm assuming this is Bella. This way. A little bit under his or her ear. Ah. Then we're going to use our BG quadruple 0 to fill in the rest of our back. So I'm going to do blue from on top of my bench clear to the top. I'm going to lay down my pen right next to my puppy. I'm going to brush out to the edge. Make sure to touch down on top of that blue you've already put down so that you can soften that edge. And we're going to go around our cloud. And I'm going to make sure to touch that blue line on my cloud. And then let's do this side. Again, we're going to touch down on top of, right next to the girl. And swipe clear out to the edge. And I let my lines overlap. You're going to still have some lines on there, but we will go over those with our colorless blender afterwards. But if you let them overlap, it will help them be a little less noticeable. And let's go do around our cloud up here. Wipe all the way to the other side. We're going to go around this cloud. And then I'm going to... I can't imagine Bella does too much sitting, Cheryl. She probably runs all over the place. Now I'm going to soften these edges with my colorless blender. And I'm not going to worry even about my cloud. I'm just going to swipe clear over everything. Down to the bottom. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side. Soften all those little lines that were there. We have dogs too. They don't sit still. They're very rambunctious. Okay, so there is our background. So now let's go down here and we will do her skin. And she only got a little bit showing, so I'm just going to use E21 and E00. Because she doesn't have too much there. So let's do her leg first. And I'm going to flick away from the bench. I'm going to color this back leg in, or the front leg in all the way. And then for her arm, I'm going to go underneath of her sleeve and then pull out towards the edge. Same for this side. And then her neck, I'm going to go under her hair and pull towards up this way where her head's not tipped down. And then I'm going to fill it in with my E00. And I like to go over the whole arm or the whole skin tone just to blend it all together. That was pretty simple. Not too technical. So next, let's do her hair. So if we're going to use E35, 31, and 51. And I'm going to start with E35. And for mine, I gave her some streaks. So let's do up from the bottom. So I'm going to go like where there's some lines. So let's go on the top of this line And I'm going to try to go in the direction that Cheryl has drawn for her hair to kind of flow. A good start. So now let's do E31. So I'm trying to keep my lines pretty skinny, so I'm holding my pen more upright and just barely clicking down on my pencil with my marker with my paper. Then I'm going to add E51. And you can leave some white in there now if you want, or you can go over her entire hair and fill it in, which I tend to do because it never looks great with the white in there, at least not to me. It probably looks fine, but I'm my worst critic, so we all know who that works. We always think something looks just terrible and it doesn't. Then I'm going to add some more brown with my E35. Looks kind of like my hair. That's pretty much what color I've got. Hey, let's see here. Let's go. Let's do, her shirt. So for her shirt, I did kind of crazy ones this time for her shirt. I'm going to use V20, W0, W00, and my colorless blender. And I'm going to start with V20. So for that, we are going to do a little bit down here on her sleeve. And same for this sleeve. And then I just added some shadows on her shirt. So let's go right along here and here. Then I'm just going to flick kind of back and forth middle here. Hi, Julie. Glad you could join us. We're going to be doing the bench here in just a little bit. We're giving everybody a chance to say hi and come by. We're using Sassy Cheryl's image called Better Than 1,000 Words, and Cheryl has kindly given us a $1 off coupon. I put that down in the description box if you would like to head over and grab one. Next, we're going to use W0. And I want to flick right on top of my V20 and soften that edge. Then I'm going to do W00. And I'm going to swipe over everything. And I gave her multiple coats of this V20, so we're going to do it all over again. We're going to start with V20 again. Add some here on the edge of her shirt. Then I want to go over that with my W0. And since Bella here is leaning down on her shirt, I'm going to go clear up the edge to make that side just a little bit darker. And then I'm going to go over all of that with W00. And then I'm going to take my colorless blender and swipe over her whole shirt. So let's do her socks. For that, we'll use C1. Yes, Cheryl, how are you? How's your foot? It didn't look that great. So for her socks and the soles of her shoes, I'm going to use C1. And I didn't do anything fancy. Add a little bit of a shadow in here. And for this sock, let's go this way. And then I left the rest white. Hi, Jeanette. Thanks for joining us. Thank you for sharing your cards with me and sharing them with everyone on the blog on Tuesday. That was awesome. So if you guys haven't seen Jeanette's beautiful cards that she allowed me to share on the blog, make sure to head over and check those out and leave her a comment saying how pretty they are. She's been practicing her Copic markers, so they looked great. So next, let's do Bella. So for her, we're going to use W7, 5, and 3. Or not, yes, W7, 5, and 3. I'm going to color a bunch of stuff, her shoes and her skirt and her bow red. So I'm going to leave that till last because me and red are not friends. So next we're going to do W7 first. Let's do a little dab on it, on her ears. And then we'll give her some scruffy hair down here. And I'm using her collar as my pull-off place so that because it's a little thicker when you start to swipe, at least my lines are. So it's a little bit easier if you find a place to start on the line. A bit on the tail there. Hopefully you have it up, your foot. Next, let's do W5. I know it seems like when you get injured nowadays, at least for me, since I'm a little bit older now, it doesn't just heal up right away. It takes forever. And it always seems like it hurts more. Why is it kids can just get an owie and they're a Band-Aid and they're good to go, but adults, it seems like it's terrible and it's no good. Maybe it's because nobody gives us a Band-Aid. Next, let's do W3. And for that, I'm just going to fill her in. And I'm going to come back and add another coat of my, you're not old, Cheryl. I mean me. When I'm older, now that I'm older, it takes forever for things to get better. W7. We're not 5 anymore, Cheryl. At least I'm not. My sister, who's younger than me, the other day, we were at her house for a birthday party, and she said her birthday was coming up, and it's not until for a while yet, but she's like, oh, and I'll be this old, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to be 47 this year, and she's like, no, you're not, you're going to be 48, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I aged a year in like 1 minute. And that's okay. I've never had a problem with getting older, so I'm all right with it. I just was completely off. I just thought I was 46 this year, and next year I was gonna be 47. That's just not the case. 20. I don't want to go back to 29, Cheryl. I was already there. And actually, I thought my kids would all be grown and gone, and now we have the granddaughter that lives with us. So it's like, I guess I'm 29 again too. So now we got her all colored up. Let's hop down here and we will give this some grass. Just start over. Just be whatever age you want. But I definitely wouldn't go back to my 20s. I don't know. That was kind of hard. So for our grass, we're going to use R85 and 82. So let's start with R85. And for that, I'm going to color this grass in. And I'm going to give it extra grass. Go crazy and add some lines. Okay. Crazy lines for the grass. Then we're going to add G82. And I'm just going to use that to fill in down here on this bottom across. Nothing fancy for that. Just go all the way across. I'm going to fill in this grass where I missed a few spots. And then I'm going to add a little streaks up here. Looks like my grass. My husband's going to mow today. Got some crazy chunky grass down there. So next, let's do our bench. So I got online and I looked up wood in Google. Google's good for pretty much everything. It's kind of like Walmart. They have everything you need. And my husband actually tested that one day. We were looking for something and we went to Walmart. So we're going to use E27, 39, 23, and 31. And it's true, Walmart has everything. So I looked up on Google wood, and I went and found some benches and stuff and seen what it looked like. And what I got mostly from that was that we're going to add some lines. So for my lines, I'm just going to go up here and add some little lines across my bench. They don't have to be straight. Trees grow circular circles on there when they're growing. So put some lines in there, and then let's go. And I'm going to try to keep my pen more upright so that, oops, I colored her skirt, that my pen, for me, makes smaller lines. Oh, so we got some there. Let's fix this side. I don't like this side. And then I'm going to add some to my legs. Add one to this side. It's kind of looking like wood. Do I let the Copics dry before I add in more color? Nope. I just grab the next pen and go from there. And then if I want to make it a little bit darker, let's say after I've went over all the colors and the lines are faded at the end, that's kind of why when I do the hair, I add the darkest color again last, so you can really see those colors. So when I get done with the bench, I'll probably come back with my E27 and add these lines back in just so you can see them really good. So next we're going to add E39. And again, I'm just going to go and add some lines. Oops, I need to hold my pen up straighter. That one was kind of thick. And Copics dry pretty fast. You don't usually have to wait. They're pretty much, you put them down and then just a few seconds later they're dry, unless of course it's red. I don't know what it is with red, but it's really saturated, I guess, so it takes a while for that to, it takes just a little extra, not a while, but a little extra bit. And it seems like R29 is the worst for me anyway. I'll get done coloring and then I'll touch it somewhere and drag it somewhere else. Next, we're going to add E23. And again, I'm just going to add some more lines. So let's fill in some more of these spaces. Make sure to get up here underneath the first skirt. Oh. Well, I guess I'm just talking to myself. I turned off the mic to have a chat with my husband and I forgot to turn it back on. Sorry about that, guys. So anyway, he had to come up and tell me about all the stuff that was going on over in Julie's neck of the woods. And Julie, I'm really sorry about all that. Our prayers will be with you on that. I don't watch TV, so he had to come up and let me know what was going on with all that stuff over there. We have a 5-year-old, so our TV watching pretty much consists of the Disney Channel or YouTube, and never anything on YouTube that I want to watch. It's always some kids doing some ridiculous things with their parents videotaping it, or them opening those surprise packages you buy at the store where you get a toy and you have no idea what it is, that she constantly is wanting to have, and I tell her no because they're like $8,000. Well, not really, but that's what it seems like when you pick one up. I'm like, you don't even know what's in there. This is $5. No, you're not getting that. Besides, I'll just have to pick it up or step on it 500 times. So there, see, after I got done coloring the bench, I went back with my E27 and added those dark lines back in so they're not quite so muted. So you can see them a little bit better, Jeanette, if that makes sense. You're welcome, Julie. Like I said, I don't watch TV, so he had to come tell me, but that's just the thought of it's not good. Scary. It's hard to believe there are people out there that do those things in the first place. So that leaves us with red. I know, red's never my friend, so that's why I leave it to last. So we're going to do our 29, 24, and 22. So for the bench, did you guys have a question about doing the bench? Wood? Anything in general with that? And also make sure to leave in the comments what you want to do next time, so I can go hunt down something and add it to my list of things to do. And in case you missed the first of the video, Cheryl is, this little image is from Sassy Cheryl's. You can pick her up. There's a link down in the description box. And for $1 off, you can use coupon code MOMENTS, MOMENTS, capital letters, and you get $1 off. Thanks, Cheryl, for sharing that with us. Also, I'm having a sale on stamps at my store, and you can get 30% off if you use coupon code STAMPS, STAMPS, capital letters. And I have a bunch of cute stamps in the store for you to pick up for 30% off. I would love for you to hop over and shop with me. Really helps me out. So I'm going to start out, I'm going to color the hair bow up here with R29. Just do a little dab. And I think I'll do a little bit right here in this corner. And I swoop it around there. I'm going to do it from the top down so I don't have to worry about sticking my hand into it. Next we'll do R24. And you want to make sure to touch down on top of R29. Soften that up just a little bit. And then R22. Did you girls see that I reshot What's in a Kit video yesterday? I was looking at some of my older videos and I'm like, that looks nasty. So I decided I would redo that. I started with that one. And I definitely am going to be redoing my one on Copic, cleaning your Copic markers and changing the nibs. But Copic's, the little nibs are on back order. So as soon as those come in, I will shoot a video on that, so we can all get up to date on how to keep them clean, like this one. Gross. And I actually cleaned this one here lately, but we need to clean that again. That works best if they're all nice and tidy. So let's go do her skirt with R29. So I'm going to go right next to her shirt first. And then I'm going to come down these lines here that Cheryl put on there for us. And then I'll do R24. I just want to touch down on top of that 29 and widen those lines out. And then I'll add R22. And then I'm going to give it a second coat of my R24 because I don't like that line. Brush some more of that color down. I'm also making sure to touch down on top of that R29 at the top. It'll soften the line up there. And then we're going to fill it in with our R22. Then let's go do the little Bella's collar here before I put my arm in that. So again, do R29 first. And Cheryl, what's this? What's that thing? Is Bella eating grass? Or is that her collar? Sorry, I can resist. And then R24. Looks like she's eating a piece of clover. Or a leaf. And then we'll fill it in with R22. Her tag from her collar is trying to fly away. And then I'm going to give a second coat of R24. And then R22. Okay, then let's go, let's do that little ladybug there. So I'm not doing anything fancy with that. That's just too small. So we're going to do just R29 to fill that in. And like I said, red, R29 always stays wet, so I'm going to make sure that I do not stick my hand in there. Then we're going to hop down here and we're going to do her shoes. So R29 again. And then R24. I'm going to fill in the back of her shoe because it's behind her under the bench. So it's not going to really be that shiny. And then we'll fill in just that little bit on the front of her shoe with R22. Because it's going to be out in the sunshine. Like that. Isn't she cute? Love her. So I brought in some stuff so we could put our card together. So first let's give I'm going to use my Spica clear glitter pen to add some sparkles to her hair because I always have to have sparkles. And be careful of that ladybug. You don't want to pick up color from that. I'm going to add some glitter to her hair. You probably can't see it on camera, but there's some sparkle in there. And then let's give her a sentiment. And so for her sentiment, I'm going to use, let's zoom up a little bit. Oops, wrong way. Sorry. I'm going to use this Your Next Stamps Whatnot Sentiment Set 9. It's got a bunch of really cute sentiments in there. And remember, you can use your coupon code STAMPS to pick this up at the store. So I'm going to move all this stuff. I'm going to use my Hampton Arts stamp positioner to stamp my little stuff here. So I've cheated and put a little piece of grid paper on here, and then I put a little mark so I know up here in the corner where to put it. And then, the stupid magnets. They're constantly getting stuck on things. Okay, so we're going to put that in there to hold it down. So I'm going to say, sorry, I messed up. So let's see, where's the sorry one? Here it is. So I'm going to put it up here in this top. Oh, let's see. I want to make sure it's on the line for my stamp positioner so it's not all wonky. And that looks pretty good. So I'll pick it up. And then I'm going to use VersaFine Onyx Black ink to stamp the sentiments. And I always use this ink for my sentiments because it just stamps so much nicer. I don't know why that is. I watched a video one time where someone did a comparison of black inks and I'm like, what is the difference? They're all the same. And truly they are not. I had to do it myself because I'm like, that's just, I thought it was complete BS, but it wasn't. So definitely it's just so much crisper and blacker. And then let's wipe this off so I don't get it everywhere because I will. And we'll pick that up. Whoops. I threw it on the floor. And then I messed up. Let's see, where's that? Right here. Okay, so let's move. In case that's not dry, I'm going to try not to touch that sentiment with my magnet because I don't want to pick it back up. And then we'll do, I messed up over here. And let me see if I got on a line over here. I'm going to use, okay, good. I lined it right up on that line on the top. Perfect. That never happens. And stamp that up. I love this positioner thing because you can stamp it multiple times, and I don't even need to do it multiple times this time without having to worry about stamping it in the wrong place because, you know, I'm constantly stamping stuff and it didn't stamp it the first time. So I love this thing. If you don't have one of those or a Misty or whatever, definitely go pick one of those up because it's worth every stinking penny. I thought everybody's crazy when they said that, but it's true. You definitely need to have one. Okay, so we're going to get that. Put this over here in my pile of stuff. So we're going to have our paper. Let's see. Okay, so I'm not going to do anything fancy because this is a pretty big image. I printed out pretty big. I'm just going to put it onto this piece of pretty blue cardstock. Let's do, in case my sentiment's not dry, I'm going to stick it on top of this paper so I don't get it everywhere. What did I do with my glue? Oh, here it is. And I'm just going to use my Tombow tape runner to add some glue. Helps if you put it on straight. Okay, and then we'll put it on this piece. Hopefully we'll get it straight. Not too bad. I'm going to go ahead and put my paper on there so I don't touch the ink on accident. And then nothing fancy, we're going to attach this to the card base. You could also pop it up on some pop dots, but to make things simple, I didn't this time because I want to put this in the mail and send it out without any fuss. And we'll stick it on here. That. Pretty easy. And then lastly, I decided that she needed to have sparkly shoes. So I'm going to use my Stickle Stardust to give her bow and her shoes some sparkles. Because all little girls wear, whoops, not that much, wear little Dorothy sparkly shoes. At least mine does. She's totally into all girly things. Oops, I got a big blob up here. That's way more sparkles than I wanted, but we're going to go with that. And then down here on her shoe, we will put some. So she can totally go to sparkling it up. And I usually do this last because it's going to take a little bit for this to dry. It's not instant. It has to sit and dry for a little bit. So let's see if I can fix this hair bow up here. Scrape some up with my pencil. That was quite a bit. It kind of spilled over there, made a big mess. So there is our Better Than 1,000 Words all colored up. Didn't she turn out cute? Make sure to leave in the comments what you'd like to do next week. School is out tomorrow here, so we're going to see how it goes next week as far as live streaming at noon because my child will be home and I don't know how she's going to react to having to stay out of upstairs, but we'll see. But if you have something you'd like to color next week, leave me a comment and I will go check it out and put it on my list. If we don't do it next week, I will definitely add it and we will do it eventually. I thank you all for joining me today. Don't forget to go pick up Cheryl's cute image and color along with me later. I'd love for you to, I'd love for you to send me a picture. Like Jeanette sent me some pictures that she had done of something and share it. I'd love to share it with everybody else if you will allow that. Otherwise, I would like to see some of your beautiful coloring. It's always nice to share things and see what everybody else is doing. If you love this card, head over to the store and use my coupon code STAMPS to pick up some stamps today. And I will put this card into your order and you can send it off to a friend that you have sorry I messed up. Otherwise, I hope you had fun coloring today. Thanks for joining me and we'll see you next week at noon. Have a great day. Bye.